There is a team that's playing their first game this week, and that is the Detroit Lions. They play on Sunday night against the Los Angeles Rams, and the captains for the season. We didn't get a chance to put this up there yesterday. You put it up in quick, but we didn't talk about it. Did everybody make the captaincy that was supposed to make it there? KG, I'll start with you.
I think so, man. A lot of it is the same. I mean, Panay, that's a no-brainer. Germ has been a captain for quite some time, and he's contributed to earning that. Anzo, he's your main linebacker. Of course, he's supposed to have that. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think they nailed it, man. And shout out to Hutch. I think this is his first year being a captain.
It is.
Yeah, so shout out to Hutch, man.
Germ?
Yeah, Germ.
I never heard that.
You've never heard that? That's literally like a lot of people call him Germ.
I like it.
It's like OD on the captain. 6 captains is wild, but I like anybody on there anybody not on there. Taylor Decker's the longest tenured Detroit Lion.
True.
Frank Rags now is the guy on the offensive. Well,
I don't think you need 2 offensive line captains, but I hear you. I do hear you.
Panay's the king.
It's an alpha dog right there. Yeah. I mean, that guy'd be a captain on every single team.
Yeah, Panay is the heart and soul of the Lions.
No doubt.
He is the heart and soul of the Lions, but the identity of the Lions is Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, we got some sound from. Mass, take us through this sound because we got some good stuff.
We do. Let's start with Dan Campbell talking about the Ford Field impact that he expects to happen on Sunday Night Football.
It's that he can do it all. I mean, that's what they're going to do their part. They're going to do their part. So as long as we handle our business, it'll be, this place for us, this city, that stadium, it will be home field advantage. It will, and not every team can say that in this league at their own place.
Not everybody can say that. After the Rams game, I think you saw where Ford Field could go, the level, the decibel levels, and this is going to be like the answer. Do you anticipate that this game is going to have that same atmosphere that it had this past January?
Absolutely, and probably even more so.
Mm-hmm.
When we got this building, Ford Field, every single fan in Detroit knew how loud that place was going to be and what kind of an advantage a good Lions team would have playing at home. Just took us 20 years to realize it.
Mm-hmm.
We knew it from the beginning,
yeah.
But we finally got a taste of it last year. And I think even Lions fans didn't know what to expect. They were probably surprised a little bit themselves at how wild and loud it was.
Yeah.
We've heard other teams like the Rams talking about what it was like to come in here. But again, we've hit this a lot in the last few weeks. This is the most anticipated season in Detroit sports history. So as much as we were building and we got to that crescendo that was that first round playoff game last year, we had all off season this year talking about it, feasting on it, watching it, getting as much Lions anything as we could. And now there's new people that are bought back in. There's old people that are rebuying back in. That place is going to be so jacked, but it's also a night game. You're going to have people down all day long on Sunday getting it in, and then that place is going to be on tilt.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, they had home field advantage on the road last year too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way Lions fans travel, the transplants in different states is absolutely amazing. But I wanted to ask you guys this because I've been saying this probably the last week or so. The Lions have a top 3 hardest places to play in the NFL. Would you agree at this point?
I think it's number 1.
You think it's number 1? Bray, how you sit? I know you impartial.
Arrowhead is Arrowhead.
True. So I give you that one. Is the 12th man still the 12th man?
But the problem was the Bird's Nest was so loud.
But that's when they were really good. That's the Legion of Boom years.
Okay.
He's talking about right now.
Currently right now.
Yeah.
Okay, currently right now.
Don't forget, this is indoors versus an outdoor stadium.
I would have to say they're top 3.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking around the leagues and I'm looking at the good teams. I mean, Philadelphia is loud, but it doesn't get loud like Detroit does on the inside. Arrowhead is Arrowhead, so I keep them where they are.
That's number 1 probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota's not good. If Minnesota was good, that place would be loud. But yeah, I'd say the Lions are. I mean, you hear all the teams talking about it. All the teams that play here, whether it was the Rams, whether it was the Bucks, they talked about those levels and they talked about that. When you play in the playoffs and you play in a place. When I played against the Steelers, like we played in the Steelers in 2011, the playoffs. Like,
Heinz Field.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, not Acrisure.
Yeah.
No, this was Heinz Field. Man, it was loud as I don't know what. It's off the water. You got the terrible towers going. Like, you're not scared. Like, this is what you do. This is the job, the profession that you in. But those nerves, they're there. Like, you see all this, you're like, man, it's like us against the world, and if you're not ready to step up, you can go down. I think, Mass, and I bring this to you, I think this will be louder. I'm with Anson. I think it'll be louder, but I think the reason why is, one, there's the Stafford hate. The Lions didn't necessarily hate Stafford when they played them in January.
Good point.
Wanted to win the game. They didn't want him in, but now the Lions fans hate Stafford. They hate the Stafford name. That's one. They're going to be loud all game because of that. And then, two, did you forget something's getting unveiled before the game? You got a banner. You won the NFC North.
Yeah.
The banner comes out before the game. That's another thing that you're going to be excited about. And also, this is the first time you've seen your Lions since the playoff run last year. I think you add all that into the equation. I think it's going to be louder than last year.
Yep, 2 playoff wins last year, and you get those 2 teams to start the season. You beat the Rams, beat the Bucks. You get him week 1, week 2, and Bray hit it on the nose. Stafford's coming in here. He's got blood on his hands. He wants to beat them so bad. And guess what? We want to beat his ass just as much.
Calling Kirby dirty.
Right? It is. Yep, he's tweeting about Kirby Joseph. Let's see what happens,
in this game.
This should be a whale of a game. Of course it is. It's going to be on Sunday Night Football, and the whole world is going to be watching. Probably be the highest rated game of the entire week. So looking forward to it.
This is when you put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah.
This is when you put your foot in your mouth after the season, and you talked about everything else had to do with Detroit and the fans and what they said.
Right.
And Kirby Joseph.
He was happy for the players, not the fans.
100%. But then he went and said Kirby Joseph was dirty. Like, he goes through all these things. And what did the NFL do? They said, we got something for you, man.
We called it too. Remember, we said Rams are going to be the first game of the year.
Yeah,
you called it,
and it happened. And here's a guy that's on the team that we don't even talk about. We talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. We talk about Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, Jared Goff. Who brings up David Montgomery's name?
They don't.
Not many. Yeah. And here's a horse, especially down on the goal line. That's your guy to go to. And then last year, didn't he rumble for like 70 yards against the Buccaneers? The
100%.
guy is tremendous. Here's Dan Campbell on Monty.
And what he is, I mean, the way he works, he's all business. You talk about urgency and preparing to play, the way he practices, the way he studies, and then every day, he's the same guy every day out of practice, He works his craft. He gives you all his guide. He finishes every run. He works on protection. He's just gotten better and better, and he's a workhorse, he's a workhorse. He's going to be there when you need him the most. He's a guy who can finish games out for you. He can start the game out and give you the tempo you need and the demeanor, set the tone, and then he can finish it out for you as well. So I think, for me and for this offense, you got to have 2 backs that you need a Demo and you need a Gibbs. And if you got that, man, you're cooking with gas.
I feel bad for Monty Williams. Not Monty Williams. I feel bad for Dave Montgomery, and this is why. He's playing in the wrong era. Now, he's playing in a great area. He's going to have a great career. And the Detroit Lions, we already respect him, love him. He's going to help us win a championship here. Us. I play for the Jets. Now I'm a Lions fan.
There you go.
Damn right.
There we go.
It happened.
Yes,
you see
sir.
us, you hear the us.
Yes.
If he would have played in my era, a little bit before my era, he would have been a prototypical type of back that could have been a 1,400-yard rushing back a year. 1,500 maybe, because he runs like Jamal Lewis to me.
Right.
He can break the tackles. He can go long, in terms of the speed. Yep. He can run in between the tackles. He's patient. If he would have played 10, 15 years ago, but he's playing now for the Detroit Lions, and just for Dan Campbell to talk about a guy like that, that's the type of teammate, that's the type of player that you want to be or you want to identify with as Detroit Lions.
Well, and when he was a Bear, he wasn't really seen as a big mauling running back.
No.
He was a guy that was a 3-down back that was able to do everything. The only reason why this guy isn't a focal point of Lions talk is because we have a magician named Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
But I think the understated thing that you got to talk about Monty is his presence in the locker room. This is one of the leaders of this team. He's got a funny, chill side where he can, disarm guys with his kindness and fun nature. But the coach spoke to it. This guy's all business. So he can keep things light, but at the same time, he can push guys to do as he shows. And actions always speak louder than words, but this is a guy that in the clubhouse, on the field, fourth quarter, he's indispensable to this Lions team.
No doubt. And what a back we have. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Craig Reynolds, and Sione Vaki.
Ooh.
That's a hell of a foursome right there. Truly.
Those Samoans, man.
This team's cooking with gas, man.
Here, you brought that up. Here, quick before we go to commercial break. Stats on Sione Vaki game 1.
Ooh. Stats on Sione Vaki.
Give me
before I hit you with that, give me a second to think about it. I'm going to give you this one. What do you call a Samoan mathematician? Tua is a foa. No? Yeah. So I think that Sione Vaki is going to probably get about 3. I knew somebody was going to laugh.
No, we ain't laughing for that reason.
Yes, you are. That was good dad humor right there, gentlemen.
Tua foa.
Tua is a foa.
Pete just put his hands on his face.
That one creeps up on you, Bray. The longer you think about it, funnier it gets. You know Maz is telling that to his kids when he gets home.
Are not
We're not laughing with you.
Right.
We're not laughing with you.
We do not condone or support.
Right.
I imagine Sione Vaki will probably have 2 targets. I think that he'll have at least 1 carry, and he probably gets 3 returns as well. And we get a chance to look at the many things that he can bring to the Lions.
How many tackles?
Well, now that was where I wanted to go after that. I would love to see him in on some dime packages.
Really?
Yeah,
he does play safety.
But we haven't really heard much about him in practice and training camp with him running with the defense. Have you heard any of that?
No.
Yeah,
and I think that'd be one of the things that Dan Campbell maybe keeps close to the best.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Aaron Glenn keeps close to the best. You don't want to show all your cards before, and this is good that they didn't play the preseason. So I think there's something there, maybe a blitz package or something like that, but I don't know.
Tua is a foa.
Stop.